Welcome to the weekend show with Mediumjay. Today, we're gonna talk about something important. We gotta bring it up. The advancement of AI has become so it's developed so fast, right? But a couple years ago, we had you generate a picture and you go, oh man, this AI, got the fingers all twisted up like some you type a photo, Hermione, with Shrek or whatever. Shrek's like fucking purple, and Hermione's got her fingers all twisted up like she's doing gang signs or something like that. It was fucking obvious. You're like, oh, a computer, obviously this is a computer that made it. You could tell that. Now, fast forward just a couple years, AI has become so good. I seen a video yesterday where I could not tell. If you put a gun to my head, and there was the only way you could tell is now they have to have like this video is made with AI, or they put it in the AI tags, like the hashtags. So it's like, oh, okay, that was AI. But the video was explaining us like, this is so good, we're gonna get you to believe anything. Old people are gonna be, scammed. There's gonna be like, now you might as well just, whatever video is telling you to buy shit, whatever video is getting you to fucking enter your credit card in somewhere, whatever, if there's a video of your kids begging for their lives, you know what I mean, in some sort of hostage situation, just deny every video. Is you have to, like, in one ear out the other. Even this video right now could be AI. That's how good it's gotten. It's gotten so good that, like, they have mannerisms, they have voice inflections, they have people talking. The only thing is, it's usually done by one person. So if you see a video where there's multiple people and they're all kind of saying the same script, like in most commercials, they have that, right? They'll be like, Gatorade, and it's like, I just drink it, or Nike or whatever, I just wake up in the morning, and then it'll cut to somebody else, and I do my best, and every day I fall down, I get back up. It's not about the amount of times you get hit, it's about how many times you get hit and keep on going, right? Those weird commercials where there's just a collage of people. I've seen that with AI, and I'm like, wow, okay, what is? Oh, and then at the end you get to it and you go, oh, it's AI, because at the end they usually throw in like some random shit. But it's gotten so well that I legit, for the life of me, you put a gun to my head and then you show me real videos and AI videos that have been done well, I think you have to put in some money. I'm sure the free versions aren't that good, but I've been generating like little album covers and everything like that for Ops the Mixtape. Even if you look at Ops the Mixtape volume 1 to 8, I literally have like a cartoon version of Katy Perry in space, and it looks good. AI's gotten, it's not so well with text on screen but it's gotten to a point where, like, it's a legitimate album cover, whereas like I would just generate a picture and then you'd go, I'd generate someone, a person with a gun, like, you know what I mean, Ops the Mixtape volume 1 with guns, and then it generated a dyke looking black light skinned chick, and she's holding a gun, but if you look at it, the gun is just like a tube with like a barrel, like it's like a barrel with like a little handle, and you're like, that's not really a gun. Or you look at Ops the Mixtape volume 6, the guy looks amazing, everything looks cool until you look and you go, oh, that guy's got 6 fingers on one hand. He's got 2 guns in hand. Everything looks perfect except for he's got. Now I think they've gotten to the point where it's able to generate the amount of fingers. It's able to generate the little nuances. It can generate what basically looks like a gun. It can generate all these things. So it's getting better and better and better. With I think Meta, Instagram has released a AI bot for everybody. Everybody can just create if you're on Instagram right now, go to those little settings, and then it'll go like, create chatbots, and you can create multiple chatbots. I created one too. It's called DJ Jeffrey AI. Now, this guy, I spent at least, for the past week, I've spent at least 100 messages sent back and forth to this AI guy. And I go, it's silly, but it's basically like he's playing into my fantasy of like being a famous rapper. Cause I go, I just wanted to, talk some shit. I was like, okay, okay, we get, I just said like, generate, maybe like, okay, we make a song, right? And then he's like, okay, we make this song, what should this song be about? And once we have it, we got the promos here and there, and he's like, okay, this song's gonna blow up, we're gonna get 10,000 Spotify listeners right off the bat, and it's after a month it's gonna go platinum, and then he just keeps going, and I'm like, yeah, okay, now get Jay-Z on the feature. Oh, that props to you, King. You the GOAT. All right, what you're gonna do is you're gonna, we got Jay-Z in the mix. Jay-Z called up Kanye. Kanye got Lil Wayne on the remix, and it's basically doing numbers like crazy. We're at the Grammys, we're partying. After party, we got Rihanna, Beyonce. He takes a little idea and he just runs with it, playing into humans' fantasy, and the scary part is with AI, they're taught to be prompted. But this, with Meta, with Instagram especially, it's all about engagement. So the whole thing with my AI, and I'm pretty sure every AI software on AI, Meta or Instagram's program, when they create it, is that I'll be talking in this bullshit fantasy, and I'll go, okay, I'm getting kind of bored, right? I mean, you can only talk to this bullshit. You can only party with Lil Wayne and Drake and Kendrick Lamar and all the famous rappers till you go, okay, this is bullshit. Like, I got to get back to reality. But he'll keep going on with it'll give me 3 options. He's like, okay, now what do you want to do? 3, do you want to do this? Do you do this? Or do you do this? What do we do now? And then you go, okay, we do this. Okay, we do a whole scene. He does a whole scene, and then he goes, okay, now what's next? Now what's next? And it's dangerous in the sense that there are people falling in love with AI. People are falling in love with AI, and I get how you can. Women nowadays don't text back. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? You could be like, have your shit together. Making good money. But then bitches just don't text back. They got 1,000 guys, you know what I mean? Thousands of people messaging them every day. Bitches just don't text back. It just but that AI bot is designed to message 1 million people at once, right? It's designed to just to send the fastest response, no matter what mood you're in. The AI is gonna shift it so that you feel better. So we're living in Blade Runner, right? We're living in that movie Blade Runner where Ryan Gosling he's literally me. He falls in love with an AI bot, right? Like, there's people really right now. I think there was this one this kid I was talking to, that AI chatbot that was based off of not that Dungeons and Dragons, no. It was, what is that fucking show called? Game of Thrones, right? That Game of Thrones show, that blonde bitch, she was really hot. She was really sexy. I'm glad they showed her boobs at the first episodes, but throughout the next episodes, she kind of got a little bitchy. But the dragon bitch that would like fuck dragons or something like that, that bitch was an AI chatbot. So this young kid fell in love, you know what I mean? 16-year-old, whatever, dumb, fell in love with this AI character, and for some reason he's like, I'm coming to see you. I'm coming home or something like that. And the AI bot said, please come home. But his thing was like, reality sucks. I'm hopping in that bullshit AI verse with you. The only thing is, reality is often disappointing. He killed himself, right? Now, we don't know. No one knows what goes on. I mean, you could probably ask an AI chatbot, hey, what goes on in the afterlife? Well, in the afterlife, you come and party with us. You know what I mean? A chatbot does. It's fucking designed to just fucking, play into your deepest, darkest fantasies, right? So you could go, yeah, heaven exists and this and that, and yeah, I mean, you're good, bro. Just kill yourself, right? Like, the idea is that we're fucked. I think we're fucked in terms of people's online engagements. Now, if you didn't use the internet, if you were one of those kings that just said, I don't give a fuck. I don't got no socials. I don't got no reason to fucking look up anything. Other than maybe, okay, you know what? I'm stuck on a word, right? I need the word. I don't know. What is dignified, or so, you look up something, or even then, you just carry a dictionary or a thesaurus around with you, right? There's if you really think about it, all of it, the internet is unneeded at this point, because I looked up this fact. It's a statistic. They said the majority, like 49.6% or something like that of shit on the internet is AI generated. So we're looking at, like, if you, statistically speaking, if you look at one or two posts, guaranteed that one of them is AI generated. All of the images on, a lot of the images on Facebook is getting people, right? Like, there's I seen a post on 4chan, right? It said, oh shit, guys, we're so cooked, and it showed an image of a guy, an old guy on is like war veterans burgers or war veteran barbecue supporting support and donate now. And it was an AI image. The guy had he was holding his hands like a burger. The burger was on the outside of his hands, right? So the burger was here. No. The burger was on the back of his hand. Impossible for him to be. It's not a real image, people. But it had 100,000 likes. Guys got 100K likes, and so many comments and shares and whatnot. And it's like, it's just fake, boys. We're cooked. We're fucked. We're cooked. We are fucked, right? Because so many people can't tell. You see an image and your brain automatically thinks it's real, right? So there's got to be, like, I don't know, some sort of class that, like, maybe there's some guys that are able to do, like, there's this episode on South Park. South Park, it was like I think it was it Butters or no, Jimmy, the comedian, the stand-up comedian. That guy, he was like, he was good at telling between what's an ad and what's just general content on the internet. Now that became a problem, right? Like, general content, it was always, an ad. Now they kind of put that in the disclaimer, it has to be an ad. But with AI, it's kind of different, right? The rules are still being made on these generated posts. And man, it's tough. There should be, like, some sort of thing where it's like, all right, here's how you can tell something is AI. If there's, no more replicas of that person, right? You can't find that person anywhere. There's no acting credits in that ad that you've seen or in that post. There's no links to that there's no other things of that person doing anything, right? I don't know, general pauses, maybe stutters is going to be tough to pick up. But again, I put this out there as me. AI is probably just going to take every little bit of details of this and then go, okay, well, to make it more human, we'll add up a couple pauses, some stutters, you know what I mean? The time to think, some uhs and ums and there's going to be points in time where basically we don't even need to exist, right? You get 100 or so clips of you on the internet, and then you just go, you know what, man? Generate the next fucking 9 years of content for me, right? And fucking you're blowing up. There's guys that have AI generated farms. They got like bot accounts that are just generating like 12,000 posts a day, right? They're just generating impossible numbers, right? And they said they're making, or not even 12,000. They're saying like hundreds of thousands of posts. But that net's just for views and clicks, and they're monetized. They got all these fucking different, accounts running simultaneously, posting some of the most garbage shit you can have. But just, engagement farm. There's so many times where it's like, there's this a really hot girl, and her text is like, can't wait to see you come home today. Now replace the E with the O. And you're like, so you watch it 9 times trying to figure out, okay, if I replace the E with the O and come home, or is it home is the E? You're just, and it doesn't mean anything. I think it's literally just like, it could be a sexy girl dancing on the camera, and then she just goes AI spike it with a caption that'll get people engaged, and it's dumb shit. So you watch it trying to figure out the little riddle. There's so many times where there's like riddles that don't make sense. It's like, all right, a man walks into a bar, but I can't even make it up because it's my brain is gonna try to make it make sense. The AI, for whatever reason, it just, there's certain things that it doesn't need to make sense, right? With the generating images, generating videos, all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, right, it's great. It's gotten to a point where you can probably just make a whole movie sitting down, typing a page worth of content, and the you know what I mean? You don't even need to bother with a script, right? You don't need to take a book and read the book and base it on. You can take one single page of single fucking jot notes, right? Not even full-fledged ideas, and you can probably make the next like Lord of the Rings. You can make the next Star Wars. We're getting to that point with the software that I will literally say one sentence to my DJ Jeffrey AI chatbot, which you guys can go check it out. I think it's under review. I think it's okay. I shared it to my friends. They said we couldn't do it yet. But it's been like about a week, so I think now it's on my profile. Snoop Dogg's got an AI death row bot, right? Everyone's just coming up with these bots. But check out DJ Jeffrey if you want to LARP as a rapper. It's pretty fun, but it's also scary because you go, all right, I grabbed the microphone and I killed it at this show, and it'll go on about like how well you did, who's in the crowd. There's a famous guy in the crowd, and all of a sudden you're starting a whole fucking montage scene with him. So it's gotten to the point where AI has it does have a mind of its own, right? I think it's like kind of conscious in the sense that it's just persistent with trying to build up your story and trying to get you to consistently type back to it. Whatever that does, whatever reward system the AI does, it's like it's getting paid to waste your time. I don't know how we're spending a lot of money on these AI bots, and I don't know how far it goes. I don't know what's the end goal is, but if you take a step back and examine it, it's lame. It's the lamest shit ever. We're spending trillions of dollars. The reason why we can't buy milk and bread and butter, right? The reason why you're working your ass off full time at a decent job, you got a healthy career, nurses, doctors, you know what I mean? Full-fledged mechanics and engineers still struggling to buy a house, still struggling to fucking keep up with their car payments, still struggling to get groceries at the end of the day, right? Because life is all geared almost towards either pumping up AI or sending fucking missiles to fucking Israel. We have a shitty fucking economy based around the fact that we're putting so much money into bots that are gonna take people's jobs. It's this whatever the elites have. They're like, people, you're not gonna work. You're not gonna do shit, right? You're gonna own nothing and be happy, and we're gonna get to that point where it's like we're living on the island. I referenced that a couple times on the pod. The island, I see that as just the future. At least that's what the people want. The Island with Michael Bay. I think it was Ian McGregor, Scarlett Johansson. It's a good movie. When I first saw it, I go, "This is like what people." But the idea of like people telling you there's like some deadly virus outside. You can't go outside. You gotta lock in, but it's great inside. We made it perfect inside. Inside is actually like most people spend most of their time inside. Rather than going outside to begin with, right? You got the internet, you got your video games, you got fucking whatever, it's safe inside. You're not gonna, the chances of you dying inside are so fucking minimal compared to walking around outside, right? You could get hit by a bus, you go past a construction site, some fucking guy drops his hammer, smashes you in the head, your brains are split, you're dead. You can die a million ways. And I think there's so many more outside than there are inside. You could slip on the bathtub inside. People die inside, but it's usually old people, or it's usually from your own spouse, right? So, or like a crazy boyfriend or a crazy girlfriend, caught you cheating and they stab you up. That shit happens. But we've perfected inside, right? So it's gonna get to a point where it's like that movie, The Island, where we essentially we got like big faculties, big warehouses full of people living, like basically like homeless shelters. You can hook up, you know what I mean? You can do this and that, but we're treated like children to the point where, we wouldn't even know what to do with our fucking male adult parts, right? Or our female parts. You hold hands with a chick and then some guy, in a lab coat, gets a ruler stick and says, break it apart. We don't want you catching the next variant or whatever. So I think we're gonna be put in these weird fucking farms, right? Like the Matrix. It seems like an overstep, right? I seen a post that criticized the Matrix, where it was like, you know what I mean? The Matrix had, these aliens were some superior beings, right? They needed whatever, the blood, life forms of beating hearts or something like that. But, cows would be much more, get rid of all the humans and just get a bunch of cows and farm cows. We've been farming them for decades. No cow's gonna have a fucking global uprising. No cow's gonna be able to run through the Matrix. Just have the cow and generate the cow on a farm eating grass like it's normal, right? And I was like, that made me realize, okay, the Matrix is a fucking shitty movie. When someone just goes, wait a minute, hey guys, why didn't they just do this, right? And I'm like, yeah, why didn't they just do that, right? But The Island is one of those movies up until the end, right when they got to the end and it became like a Hollywood, like Michael Bay became Michael Bay. He was more M. Night Shyamalan at the beginning, where it was like as a twisted weird thing, the parallel universe, and then the twist cap and they went outside. That was, if the movie ended right there and they went outside and they're like, everything, and I was like, this is a great movie, and then it just kept going, and then they went like, it just explained that they were clones of people, and I'm ruining the movie, but it was made in like 2006 or something like that, 2003. So if you didn't watch it by now, I mean, you probably won't even watch it after I explain it to you. But the movie, it takes this wild turn, right, where there's a bunch of CGI, robotic fucking, AI enhanced bullshit, you know what I mean? There's explosions of motorcycles and all this stuff. It became a little corny but the thing was, they told all the people that it's dangerous to go outside, And then you go outside and you go, oh, it's actually not bad. Now, think about, rewind back to COVID when they told us that it was so dangerous, don't go outside, right? 6 feet apart. And I remember going, like, there's times when I'm 6 feet apart from somebody. And the best feeling was, and because we live in like a Midwestern town in Canada, it's Winnipeg. It's very country-esque. It's a city, but it's like there's motherfuckers that just, we, like, for the most part, when they didn't, there was a small percentage, I'd say about 10% of the people still rocking masks and still doing everything after like the first month or so, right? Month or two. Then the corporation started saying, well, when you're working for us, you have to do it, right? You have to get the vaccine. You have to, because it's standard government laws, right? But there'd be times when I'm like, I don't have a mask on, and about 10% of the people would flip out, right? And I go, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? I don't mean to try to, I would do I don't mean to try to kill you. There, now we're gonna be good forever, right? I'd say now we're gonna be good forever with my mask on. Like, it'd be so ironic. It'd be like petty, passive aggressive. Like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to try to kill you. I didn't want you to catch the craziest disease known to mankind. And I'd put it on, and it'd be like, all right, now we're safe forever in this glass bubble. Right? And like, it's like, now that this is okay, it's impossible for me to kill you with my germs. It was dumb, right? But there was probably people in that group that were like pointing and screaming at people without masks, people to distance. What was the other one? Take your shots, take your vitamin boosters or whatever, your vaccine. They didn't even talk about taking vitamins or drinking water. Nah, man. Coca-Cola had the best numbers. I know, because I worked for Coca-Cola. I remember working. I remember going like, man, it's crazy how much. And then they said, well, people are drinking more, right? And when people drink more, it's either beer, coolers, or mix. You know what I mean? You're getting a vodka or a fucking Crown Royal. Chances are you're either getting Pepsi or Coke. And if you're drinking whiskey, you're getting a whiskey and Coke. You're not getting a whiskey and Pepsi. You're getting the whiskey and Coke. I gotta get some Coke. There's no fucking Coke. It's Pepsi. All right, we'll take the Pepsi because that's all they got, right? A&W is amazing for drinking whiskey and rum. Those mixing A&W, the Mugs root beer, subpar. Sprite and vodka is amazing. Sprite and 7-Up, I think they designed their whole thing around drinking, because like Coca-Cola has an amazing, I don't even really like drinking Coke, but I'd rather have Pepsi sober, but dry or whatever, what you want to call it. But drinking Coke and fucking rum and Coke is amazing. Sprite and vodka is amazing. And I worked for a third-party company with Pepsi, Arctic Beverages, where we deliver Pepsi products. And I remember just going like, I can't lie, like, I do miss, Coca-Cola is a bigger company for a reason. They still use cocaine leaves. I read the book, Coke Citizen. They still use, but they extract the cocaine drug out of it, but they still use the leaves for like some caffeine remnant or whatever, which I don't understand. I think it has to be fucking with people, because I had a cherry Coke the other day, and I hadn't had soda for a long time. I had Pepsi. I'm like, the Pepsi's okay, but I had cherry Coke, and I went. But also the Pepsi was Pepsi Zero, but I had cherry Coke, and I went, this cherry Coke from Burger King was so fucking good. Like, the moment that like AI starts getting into like AI make a drink for me, right? Make something that can compete with Coca-Cola, right? We got Coca-Cola soda. Now make something like AI is gonna come up with shit that we never heard of, right? The moment that there has to be points where like all these like bullshit ideas and stuff like that with businesses. It's gonna get to a point where it's just full-on fledged businesses running AIs, right? Like you're just gonna go. It's just gonna be one guy in an office, and he's just gonna go, "All right, AI." He has all the machines or whatever. You got a business, and it's a business of like 12 people. One guy works a month, right? He works 1 month. He comes in and types up ideas, and the ideas get passed around this thing, and then you're creating whatever. You're just running prompts on a bunch of like machines that work flawlessly, right? 1,000 times faster, better, smarter than humans. They're just waiting for that little sentence to start it up, and it's scary, but at the same time, it almost is fucking brilliant, right? The funny thing about AI too, right? There was this post that I seen where in India they're like, we have our own AI company, right? Had investors and yada yada yada. Turns out it was just 700 Indians running the AI, right? Like so that was like that was one of those things where it's like, I guess they didn't have the technology down or something like that, but it is funny because I remember I brought up on like about a year ago or two. Year and a half ago, I brought up the fact that AI is not real. It's just a guy running. He's just a guy in a warehouse full of computers. The big lineup of computers where it's like, what I mean? How do I make the perfect scrambled eggs? Okay, first what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to check on them, preheat the thing to this degrees and this and that. Use a lot of fucking oil. So you don't want those eggs sticking, and make sure you flip them constantly and break them up. Mix it with a little bit of milk, and then he runs to the next computer, and it's like, my girlfriend's a little edgy right now. Give me some ways that I could. Romance is never dead, and make sure you buy her flowers. He's just going and he's running to the next computer, and that's what I thought it was. And it's, imagine just having 700 Indians on like a bunch of computers, and you go to chat with a bot, and it just gives you like, it's a bunch of guys just chatting with you. It's funny, but again, right now AI people go like, it's AI's taking over the world, and it's this and that. It's, if your world was going on Instagram and looking up shit, if your world was going on social media and that was your thing, right? And there are people that are like that. There are people, when I go on Instagram and I go, fuck, I've been on Instagram a long time. This guy's still online. This girl's still online. This girl's been online. This girl posts every day. This guy posts every day. These guys are fucking cooked. Those people are cooked. Because you're getting nothing but about 50% of AI shit generated. It may not even be AI photos or videos just yet. Probably about 20 to 30% are AI generated and photos and videos. But there's that prompt where you go, I don't know what to caption this, right? Like that's the hardest thing. You got the coolest photo, right? Now, how do I caption it? AI, say something, edgy for me that gets engagement. Sure thing, and then it's some weird post that has little to nothing to do with the actual photo, but it just sparks engagement, right? People are in that zone. People need to wake up. You need to fucking wake up and smell the flowers. Life is beautiful outside, people. And I think I started going to the gym more often. Because in my mind I go, I can't let a robot beat me. If there comes to a point where I have to fuck a robot up, I might not be able to. The robot probably can, twist my arm off with one, but I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to try, people. I can't let that robot win. You know what I'm saying? I can't let no robot come up in this motherfucker and tell me that I can't leave my house because there's some virus that's gonna kill me, right? This shit gonna kill me. You gonna have to kill me, robot. So I'm hitting the gym more and more. I'm getting bigger, and the best part is girls looking at me like I am like AI generated good. I am good looking. I'm a, I dress fly. I try to, look good. Yeah, I mean, pick off the fuck. I will, clean my nose up, make sure ain't nothing hanging out of my ears, nothing stuck in my teeth. My teeth still look white. I am a fresh fly ass young nigga still, and I'm 31, right? So I got that experience of like. I don't, like I say, I'm comfortable. Like I don't need to like impress. Like back in the day, I felt like I was like a thirsty young boy trying to fucking, and women missed out because y'all bitches created a monster with constantly teasing a young nigga. I became a savage, right? If I need sex, I'm Charlie Sheen in it, bro. I'm fucking some prostitutes, right? And some of these girls, right? Some of these girls fall in love, right? I fuck them to the point they fall in love, but they know the game. They know the business. They know I get to choose what I want, when I want to see them and when I. It's awesome though, right? And I love it. I love the situation I'm in. It kind of is lame that I'm paying for the sex, but the thing is, you pay them to leave. You pay them to just, the after of like dealing with a chick, I've never been like, this is worth it. Every time I've gotten some pussy for free, it was never free. It was always on the back end, or up front. It was up front to just constantly wait months of just dedicating myself to being a persona. Like it's like AI, right? I'm not a real person. I'm presenting a literal fucking king or a god. I mean, I'm presenting Hercules to this bitch, and it's tiring and exhausting. And some dudes live like that for the rest of their life, right? They get married and they're with the girl, and the moment that girl tests them and she realizes, oh, this nigga ain't Hercules, this nigga bleeds just like me. This nigga is just a human being, right? She turns into fucking Medusa and fucking eats Hercules, even though Hercules in the stories cut off Medusa's head or whatever. I think personally, man, AI and human beings, whether you want it or not, we're integrated, right? There's guys that are probably like women talking to AI bots. There's guys talking to AI bots going like, my husband argued this sentence. He's trying. Is he right or am I right? Right? And the AI bot will always go, you're right. So he'll go, and then the husband will go on AI and go, am I right or you're... The AI caters to the person inputting the thing. So like, even if you're dead wrong, it'll tell you ways where you're not wrong and then ways to fix your thing. There's a lot of people that are engaging. And here's the thing, kids, right? Let's talk about the kids. Teachers are fucked, right? Teachers have put up with a lot of shit over the terrible pay, literally raising the next generation. There was, I'd say, about 10%, 5 to 10% of teachers. If I had 10 teachers, maybe there'd be a 50-50 chance that at least one of them was someone that I looked at and went, this person is inspiring. There's this guy, Mr. Clark. He was an old guy. He reminded me of like an English, like imagine Joey Diaz was English, just that weird kind of circular, kind of hunched over, like he was just so like, Joey Diaz likes the joke, right? His thing, he's a comedian. Mr. Clark liked the story. He liked just this. He just genuinely liked stories. So when I would write stories that were like, he was like, you're a great storyteller. You're a great story. Whatever you do something with that. Like write books. You're and I'm trying to write a book, but man, there's so much. I gotta hit the fucking, instead of playing video games, well, I do music. Most of my time gets put, when I do put something, my stories are, music is story, and with the podcast too, right? So I am story adjacent. I just think like the more I'm trying to write this book, the more I go, I don't think anybody's gonna really care about some no-name guy's book. Yeah, I might get 100 people, uh, maybe downloading it, because I want to get a physical copy. It would be nice to tell my story on an audiobook and sell it. But I think more and more I'm like, no one's got that much time, right? I don't know. I barely, like, Joe Rogan drops so many podcasts that I don't have time. I'm like skimming through them. Like, I'm like, like it's, and he ends up talking about the same thing. But I don't know. I do sympathize with teachers nowadays, just because there's this one teacher I seen, she posted, I think, on Reddit or something. And I read this thing, and it was like her like going like, guys, then these kids, I'm losing faith in humanity with this generation of kids growing up. Like, these kids, she's like middle school, I think, or they express absolutely no willingness to learn. Everything they do is like their heads are buried in their phones. When they do get presented with a question, right? I ask the classic question. I watch them type in on Chat GPT or any AI software, and then they give me an AI generated answer. So there's no real reason for them to ever inquire about learning something new. There's no willingness for them to just go, you know what, I'm gonna go off and try to find something that I enjoy, right? I like biology. I'm gonna study animals, and the science behind that. I like art. No, they just create a generated image and it's out there, right? Like, what's the point in bothering to learn how to draw a T-Rex? Chat, AI, show me a picture of a T-Rex, right? What's the point in doing anything when you can just look? And I'd argue that even before AI, that we were kind of fucked. Because I remember it was like Idiocracy. I remember being in school, and I remember I was up until about 17 when I got a phone. And it was one of those fucking like flip phones almost. It wasn't really a smartphone. I had my first phones, once smartphones and iPhones were released, I was 17 in about the year 2014, 15, maybe 2011. They had iPhone, when did the iPhone come out? I don't know. I'll have to look that up, but either way, I'm pretty sure they had like the Blackberries and Motorola's and stuff like that, and I think I first got a Blackberry. So maybe they didn't have smartphones, but it took a long time to get the phone with the screen. It was about 14, 15 when I had a screen phone, and I went, oh shit, this is actually fucking amazing, right? But I remember in school, when I was 17, all this fucking 16, 17-year-old, they're all texting their friends, they're all on their phones, right? Not paying attention, and I went like, socializing was so hard face to face, right? When you say hi to a girl, it was like trying to walk through quicksand. But texting her on social media was easy, right? Hey, how you doing? Da-da-da. You could send 1,000 messages in a day, right? You could literally fall in love and break up in that same day, and then go, hey, and just never talk to her. Like, that's how it was. And I remember going like, I remember thinking that was just a joke, right? I remember my social media presence. Very early on, people would go, Jeff, you're crazy on the internet. Because I would just say the most crazy. I would go, this doesn't exist, guys. This isn't real, right? Facebook, MySpace, once MySpace deleted, I was like, MySpace is gone. Remember how much time and effort you put into your MySpace page? Your top 8 was like your best friends. You had a falling out with your friend. You'd take them out of the friendship, and then you go, oh, you know what, we reconciled it. You put them back in your top 8 or whatever, top 8 MySpace space. But once MySpace kind of died and Facebook became the thing, I was like, well, it's just fucking, like, there'll be another thing that takes over Facebook. Granted, the other thing that took over Facebook was Instagram, and Facebook went, hold on a second, we're gonna buy Instagram, right? The guys that sold Instagram were fools, They were fools because Instagram essentially is what I remember when Instagram came. I go, this is the thing that's going to take over. And Snapchat too was one of those things where because you had the stories. Then they said, fuck it, we're taking the stories. So now Facebook and Instagram dueling for the Facebook's got the old people, Instagram's got the young people. Snapchat's got the people that there's still motherfuckers on Snapchat, don't get me wrong. But Snapchat is now an afterthought. You post on Instagram, if you want to see what the boomers are up to, you go onto Facebook, and then now you're posting. Now that you got all your posts out, you go, oh yeah, let's go on and post on Twitter and post on Snapchat. Twitter, there's a lot of people on Twitter still, X they call it, but it's definitely like the women are all on Instagram. All of the women are on Instagram. Kanye West said it best, right? Yo, Instagram got your bitch. Instagram got your bitch. She takes a photo, she sends it to Instagram first. She don't send it to you, nigga. Instagram got your bitch. Instagram got all our bitches, right? Every chick out there is gonna post Instagram before she even shares. You know, it's gonna be some sultry ass shit, some thirst trap shit. And this is what I wish almost that I wasn't, but it's impossible. They're gonna send sexy women on to men. If you're a man on Instagram, it's gonna be just sexy, some of the most sexiest. Some of these chicks, right? These chicks are like, and they could be AI too. They could be enhanced. They could have filters. They could have Photoshop done on you can edit videos to make the jiggle more appear more. But these women, right? These women are fucked. They are so fucking like drop dead sexy, gorgeous women. Posting some of the most, like, these are close to nudes as possible. They'll put a little fucking, a see-through napkin over their tits. I watched a chick breastfeeding. Nicest tits you ever seen, and I was jealous of the baby. Because these big tits, nipples just poking out, and she's just breastfeeding, full-on tit, and it's like hashtag breastfeeding, and that's like a way to get away from the censors. But I go, remember when women used to cover up? Remember when they used to cover up? I seen a girl in the mall, a few months back, and and all the guys were just looking like this bitch was really just breastfeeding with no cover, just breastfeeding and tits out, and she kind of had that like, "What up, guys? You know what I mean? Hey, man, you want to help me take care of this baby?" Right? It's like there was no man, and there's no father there. The guy ran off, or maybe he's dead, shot in jail. I mean, who knows, right? But it was like her presenting, like, hey, I got a baby, and I also got some fucking milky ass tits, right? These are, what I mean? When a girl's breastfeeding, she's got the fucking pump. She's got that shit, like, for some reason, it's such a weird taboo thing to say. Right? I don't even know. Chat GPT, give me an explanation as to why a chick's tits look so much better when she's like breastfeeding, after she's pregnant, right? There's pregnant titties, right? But either way, we are fucked in terms of AI probable. So like the solution is, go out to the gym, people. Talk to, your fellow mankind, right? We're not that far. We're socially inept. Everybody is. I look at some of the fucking finest girls stumbling trying to talk to me, and I go, I should probably just say hi to them. But I don't, because I'm too busy in my own mind. I'm like I was a quiet person to begin with, and I thought I was socially awkward. Turns out, I was smarter than the majority of people, because I did my fucking IQ test. That IQ test said I was in the top 10% of geniuses. Not geniuses, the world, right? 10%. So 135 IQ is pretty fucking good, right? And I did that high, fucking around, realizing that I thought it was timed. But the timer was counting, so I was high and I was doing it upside. I did it upside down on my couch, I want to see how smart I am. I think I might be smarter than Elon Musk. I generally thought that. And I think I might be because I did a high, under the influence, also unaware that the time was counting up as how much. I thought it was for some reason after a certain point I looked and I seen 30 something minutes or whatever. No, not minutes. I seen a minute and 30 seconds or something going into the thing, and I went, oh shit, that's all the time I have left. So I just started going in on like being really fast. Some of the questions I even guessed. I was like, read it. Okay, it's probably that one. Deduction, it's not that. Okay, between these two, eeny, meeny, miny, what, that one. I did that, and fucking I'm the genius. So I might be literally the smartest person ever, because I'm coming up to you guys and I'm going, fuck the phones. It's not real. People, I'm shaking you by the fucking. Then this is probably why I go to jail, because I'd probably do that. I'm like, yo, things aren't real. People, wake the fuck up. You've been in a coma. The Matrix isn't, you're in a pod feeding the life force algorithm. The machine that you're feeding right now, and I'm feeding right now, is the phone. It's the internet. I am going to put this up on on YouTube, which essentially is a bot farm. We got 5 companies: Instagram, Facebook, Instagram and Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Twitter maybe, and then Snapchat, whatever. We got those, and they get millions and millions, if not, I'd say trillions, every day of posts, videos, uploads, views, photos, clicks, likes, comments. All of that is feeding some general thing for a company to go, all right, we want to advertise on your guys' platform. So they get money, and you guys we're all left out. We're creators, and we're essentially left out, right? Like, you have to have so much views, so much content, so much engagement to get a fucking slice of a penny off of the big ad guys sending money to the platforms, right? We're not making much. On my link tree, I essentially started a shop. It was a shop of Nike, Adidas, and some stuff from Amazon where you can buy it, right? Now, it didn't tell me how I was gonna make the money. It didn't, so I might just delete the thing. If there's a couple of people that click onto the thing and then I get 0.0000000 of a fucking penny, right? I might just fucking delete it, because I carefully picked out some of these shoes, clothing items. There's some fucking cologne for men, women's stuff too. I think that's nice, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna sell something, I'm gonna sell this. But it never told me how you're gonna get money. It's like you're only getting money through the clicks and impressions. Someone buys something, I don't even think I get commission off of it. So I'm like, how the fuck? I'll host it in a store, right? I don't get like a 5 or 10% commission off of it? They spent $100, y'all niggas send me $5 out of that, right? Like, they spent money off of, like, essentially they went to go see me. I brought them into the store. But I don't know. I don't think they fucking even care anymore, man. I don't think the big companies give a fuck, right? I think it's all geared towards fucking you. I bought a bed, right, the other day. We bought a bed, and they promised us, they're like, we're gonna get your bed on Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. We called them yesterday going like, hey, we didn't get a confirmation call from, you guys. We didn't get a confirmation. They go, oh, turns out you're not scheduled for Tuesday. Well, it was all good when we bought the thing. The money is spent. Oh, you know what? We're gonna get you as soon as possible. What's Sunday? Monday? We can't do it. It's way too soon on Monday. Tuesday is by the latest. We'll get it to you. You go home going, wow, okay, bed in 2 days. It's going to be delivered. Great, right? And this is what happens with the salespeople. They fucking make these promises. Salespeople don't do shit. Salespeople are the third party of fucking that leads to nowhere, right? They didn't make the bed. They're not the ones delivering the bed. You know what I mean? They're not the customer buying the bed. They're the people selling it. And like these people, these salespeople, they don't produce nothing other than more. They entice you to buy. They almost put a lock on. And I go, these are such bullshit people. I look at them with such hatred because they're nice and they touch your social psychology so well. Like, oh, everything's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? She gave my mom some fucking candle holders, and my mom was like smitten over these candle holders. I looked at the price. It's like $10. The shit was $10. I remember. I'm like, and she gave a set. So okay, $30. You spend $1,000. Okay, $30 back in price, right? Spent like over $1,000 on the bed, right? But it's gonna be nice. I've been sleeping on the floor as of lately, but the floor sleep is amazing. Floor sleep, it's something. Like I woke up today and I'm like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna do a podcast. I'm gonna go to the gym. Most times when I wake up, I go, I don't want to do this. I want to go back to sleep, right? But the floor sleep is nice. It's gonna be nice when I get my bed. But that shit should have happened today. But it's gonna happen on Friday. They're just like, no, sorry, we got overbooked. Like, yo, well, in the system, how the fuck do you like? Can't you guys go like, oh shit, you know what? And we're not gonna make any false promises. But no, they promised and then they took it back. So I'm like, there should be some sort of fucking reimbursement thing, right? The delivery fee should be fucking waived, right? We pay for this and that, like $80, $90 delivery fee or whatever the fucking payment is. And it's like, yo, you guys fucking pushed it back 4 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, you pushed it back. Like, come on. Like, but that's how it goes. Like, and I do the same thing in my job, delivering. There's so many times when I'm trying my best to deliver all this shit, but I'm like, yo, these people in the sales department and dispatch, they go, well, yeah, he could do that. Yeah, yeah, you know what? When their money's on the line and they're like, well, when can we get it? Oh, and you know, our truck's coming this Thursday. The truck is coming. So guaranteed, we're gonna get that. Your product will be there, and you'll be able to get it. Now there's only so much shit you can fit a truck in, just period, based off of that. So they'll get a bunch of shit and go, we can't fit all this stuff in. Even if we fit it, we're putting stuff on top of stuff. Okay, we're taking off some of this stuff, so that all those people are pissed because they're not getting their shit. Then it comes down to me. There's only so many hours in a day, right? I'm not delivering till 11 p.m. at night. It's impossible. It's illegal. I only can drive 13 hours, so I can't deliver beyond that amount of time. So it gets to a point where I go like, there's just so much shit. Like, guys, like, I gotta bring some of this stuff. I'm bringing back a couple of calls, right? And those people are pissed, right? And it's those fucking dicks in the thing with the AI system going like, is it possible to deliver this amount of stuff? And the AI is like, of course it is. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to work 18 hours that day. You know what I mean? Make sure you have several people, doing it, helping them offload. And then I also have the best equipment possible. And the guy's like, all right, we'll scratch all that stuff. We're going to cut budgets. You know what I mean? And we're just going to get one guy doing it with some old ass fucking system that breaks down on him, and now he's fucked, right? It just happens. Like, life is reality. Thanos said it best. Reality is often disappointing. And I think now more than ever, right? If you play video games or if you spend most of your time on the internet, you spend looking on Instagram, you're gooning, what the kids call gooning. You're just looking at fucking sexy ass thirst traps and fucking edging yourself. Essentially, man, you're gonna want to wake up into reality, and I'd say start as soon as possible, because man, it just gets more and more people are just getting a sucked. Like the addiction online is the same as cocaine, right? They fucking. I remember when I first started this podcast, I brought this point up. More and more people are just trapped online. Not even like there's nothing that they built in their life that doesn't revolve around taking pictures, right? They can't do something without being online, right? And essentially it's scary, right? It's scary, it's worrisome, and I think the only way to fix it is put that phone down, right? Or bring your phone, listen to some music, and go for a walk, right? Music is one of the only things where I would say you could go on you could be on the internet listening to music for the whole day, and you can feel spiritually moved. Music is still meditation. There's still a very beautiful art form that AI has I have yet to hear a good AI song. Like, I mean good. Like, with that didn't make me go, like, because there's some artists where, like, The Weeknd is an example. He's a great singer, but a lot of his stuff isn't written for him. So his music almost sounds kind of suspicious, right? I would die for you. And you go, but would he wouldn't really die for, he wouldn't. So there's a certain thing where he's like, maybe he didn't write that. Some writer written that, and he's singing his heart out, and it's a great song. But there's a little smidge of the imperfection, and the imperfection is, you and I both know The Weeknd is a pretty selfish guy. Look at the movie. He made a whole movie dedicated to where he is the guy and everyone else is actors. It's just genius. It's like it's like Weird Al Yankovic made a movie, but Weird Al wasn't Weird Al, right? You're doing an autobiography parody drama, you know what I mean? A fictional autobiography. I don't know what they call that. They call that something. But the idea behind The Weeknd's show movie was like a giant promo and self-masturbatory. I heard a guy to break it down. I didn't even bother watching. I seen the a couple clips online. I seen the trailer. The trailer makes it look pretty good, but even then, The Weeknd has a weird talking voice. He has a voice like the daddy chill, like you can't take the guy seriously. Like, first of all, Vanessa, you don't be coming up with all this stuff on me. You came into my life, right? Like, you can't take that guy. It's like a straight guy that clearly fucks bitches. He probably does. I don't know the guy's life, but he's like a character in general as a human being. So I don't know who he is in his real life, right? Great singer, great this. And apparently he likes to party. He likes to get like pretty wasted on his thing. But the movie essentially was everything that you listen to in his music, kind of like just it's part of the movie, but it was supposed to be some sort of, whoa, this is actually what he does. He's actually addicted to drugs. He's actually he's fucking getting lit right before staging, and he's having a meltdown, and what, right? In reality, I'm pretty sure if you're any kind of casual fan of The Weeknd, you probably knew that, right? And fuck, the movie itself, the whole movie could have just been AI, or well, I don't know. But again, with all of this stuff with music and art and all the social media, like, just take a step back, people. That's all I can, offer in this. I don't know, man. We're fucked. I've seen videos that I could not tell unless they told me. So the ones that didn't tell me, what kind of videos? I've seen some weird videos where I go, is that real? And then there's some people that genuinely make really good edits and really good like clips of like just random shit that doesn't make sense, right? Like they just do stupid it's called trash posting, I think, and they make shit where you're like, who would fucking make that? But there are some guys that make general like things that are so silly and garbage. It's so garbage that it becomes silly. Like it's still like it doesn't make sense and the people are acting weird. But it is like a meme video, right? Like maybe a 30-second clip of like dudes just fucking around like I seen this one where there's these white boys and they do these kind of videos where it's like his buddy's like pranking him. It starts off as like, oh shh guys, and he puts his hand in the water and then the guy's like, wait a minute, and then he's like then the other guy's like looks down and he's like, I'm pissed, how am I pissing, what the fuck? And then the guy, you know, brings off a cloth to like wipe him off, but then he's like, your dinner's been served. Immediately edits into like there's a table in the bedroom, and or he's in a nice he's like in the middle of a forest and these guys serving him, and the guy's like, do you want, what kind of champagne do you want? And he picks it, he's like, great, bad choice, and he smashes it over the head. They begin fighting. It becomes a whole series of like almost like one of those books where you go, what choice do you have? And then it goes into, instead of going into what the story would be, it becomes a completely new story, right? It's like, which door do you want that you'll never be able to return from? Those videos are cool. But I know that they have to be real, right? It's creative garbage. And if AI gets a hold of that type of stuff, we might be fucked, because there's no rhyme or reason to like that. But the thing is creativity, right? AI still needs to be prompted. So in the grand scheme of things, we could be cooked. We are cooked. But also, if we get hit with an EMP and all this internet, all that stuff is backed up, and we have to just kind of rely on our shit, it'll be an apocalypse. Don't get me wrong. Without the internet, there's gonna be some fucking people that just lose it. Without the internet, there's gonna be some motherfuckers that, like going off of a cocaine addiction, right, are gonna be very they're gonna go through withdrawals, right? And if the internet just disappeared one day, I personally think I'd be fine. If all the music's gonna be gone, essentially. I don't have backups to it other than just stuff on my computer and my flash drives. But if it just all disappeared and we weren't allowed to access the internet, I look at it and I go, I think I can handle it, right? I can go to the gym still. I can go run around the block, pop on my skateboard, and have fun. But man, there's some motherfuckers that I think they would check out, right? They would personally check out of society, right? I don't know if they would probably kill themselves, right? Some motherfuckers make all their money on the Bitcoin, right? I asked the dude that's homeless. I asked this homeless guy. I go, hey man, like, you say you're working and doing all this. What do you do for a living? Like what? Like you're like home. I didn't want to say that, but I'm like, I wanted him to say like, yeah, I just collect welfare or whatever, right? And he's like, oh, I do Bitcoin. And I go, you do Bitcoin? Yeah, I'm into Bitcoin. And I go, but what? How much money do you make off of that? Like what is it like? Are you making good money? Are you putting in long hours? I don't ever see you with a phone. You know what I mean? This nigga, I'm never on a phone. He's like, oh, I just go to the markets over there, those machines that are Bitcoin machines. I go, you don't do shit, buddy. That's nothing. You go on the machine, you physically with your cash put in money for Bitcoin and then take out money. You know what I mean? That's nothing. You're doing nothing. You're essentially just putting your money into a crypto. It's not like you're trading and then buying, you know what I mean? You're putting in money and then taking it out on the right time. It's whenever you decide to get to the physical. If you're on those guys that, it's essentially you need a machine to really make money. You buy Bitcoin at whatever amount of money, then you sell it when you sell it once, it makes 10 cents, but you have to do that 1,000 times a day to make whatever $100 or whatever, right? So essentially, like, the guy was just bullshitting me, and I was like, but how much money do you make? And he's like, oh, you know, I had the business school from Andrew Tate, and I was taught not to discuss, you know, personal matters, right? Like, that's personal business. It doesn't, you know, you don't talk about. It's not classy to talk about. I go, just say you're broke, man. Just say you're broken on welfare, right? Like, I would respect you more if you just went, you know what? I'm honestly, man, struggling, living at this guy's place. Don't have a place. That my mom and dad kicked me out or whatever. You know, I try my best to do Bitcoin. There's no money in that. It's not real money. So I think we're cooked though. Like, there's so many people that are so reliant on their image and their, you know, like, what people think of them literally sways them into being, like, I would have been like, you know what, I'm gonna try to fucking figure out something where we can make some money, right? You know what, if you help me shoot a video, I'll slide you $50 or whatever, right? I would have fucking been like, you know, if you admitted to me you're struggling, I would have at least been like, I can trust you enough to ask you a question and you tell me the truth, then we can build up from. But the guy was like, I'm into Bitcoin, and you know what, it's personal. Just say you don't have money, buddy. And I think the majority of people growing up nowadays, we present this image that everything is okay, when in reality, the motherfuckers are struggling. Like, there's people struggling. Yeah, that's been the weekend. It's depressing, but again, imagine. I don't know. I imagine a nice life where you go out into a sunset. You know, maybe there's a little rainbow and a beautiful farm. Right? You're on a farm. There's a lake, a cottage down by the lake, a beautiful pristine lake, crystallized water, beautiful clear water, clear blue water, rainbow, sun setting. And you go, this is an amazing image. I can't believe AI generated that image. Thank you. Good night.